Hello. Effendi is still asleep. Maybe we need to wake him up. We are here to read his book. Well, I will be reading his book and we'll have the opportunity to talk about it a little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe. Ah, he is awake. He's awake and alive. Okay. So this is the book. It's called Memories of a Healer, and it is Effendi's second book. Memories of a Healer. The healer we have here, easily identifiable by the beautiful hat that makes him also look like a shaman. So the usual day-to-day disguise is not there. Would you like to say something?
Well, I take the head off, so then, the problem is that people often judge by what they see or what they think, and not by what they feel. So then you need a little bit of a disguise to show them what you are representing.
Yes.
So we do that, and then we take the head off because we don't need that. Okay.
So now everyone is aware. And now we can talk about Memories of a Healer.
Yes.
With a healer.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Tell about the painting. Who made the painting?
Of course. You see the beautiful artwork on the book cover. The painting, the original painting, is by a very talented painter called Nadine Asmalsky. And then...
What is her second name?
Asmalsky.
Oh, who? Okay.
It's the last name. Yes.
Can happen. What shall we do?
So we start to read?
Yes.
Okay.
Who made that? Who what that? Who wanted
Okay,
that?
so the original painting is by Nadine Asmalsky, and then the artwork, the little stone path, and the Effendito, Gandalfito, Shamanito has been added by Effendi and Axel. And now you possibly need to explain who Axel is.
You can explain. You know, you are living here for 2 years now, and no way to kick you out, and you are like glued to this ground. So
Yeah.
you know everyone here.
Well, Axel has been Effendi's what? Companion? Helper? Colleague? Helper. For probably over 40 years. He's from Germany as well, but he came here in search for a different life. And they met in Granada, and ever since, they are glued together.
Oh.
So, now we start?
Yes,
Okay.
please. No, well, we have to introduce this strange lady sitting next to me.
Where?
I don't know. Lena Berghaus.
Yes.
Berghaus. She's so kind to read the book.
Yes.
And then we comment something about it. And
Yeah, why do we
why
actually
are
do
you
this?
here? Why are you here?
Why am
what
I
do you
here?
want?
I learn by not learning.
By unlearning what you know
Yes,
and open for something new.
yes. And
You
observing
can
what
only
happens.
learn by unlearning.
Yeah,
Not by getting more information and overload yourself by information. No.
that's right.
You have to get rid of certain patterns that are suggested to you. And you get rid, and then you perceive life in a different way. You will not change life. You cannot change life. There's nothing to change on this planet. Whatever will happen, it has to happen, and it will happen. But how you see or perceive the things, that can change.
That's right. And that's why I'm here.
And if you perceive it in a more quiet, in a more calm way, then you are also able to help people to perceive their lives in a more calm way. Problems will not be gone. Problems, whatever has to come, will come. But how you take it in can be completely different.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So why do we read the book? I mean, we
You
read
should know
it.
because you are reading.
Yes.
Oh,
We
yeah.
read the book and have the additional opportunity to ask you questions or comment something here or there. You can explain something in more detail, and we are recording it so that people can stay connected. There's a lot of people that come here. We live in a guest house, and there's a lot of guests coming through. We have retreats happening here as well, and a lot of the time people come and then they go after a week, 2 weeks, or a couple of months. And
But once they stay here, they don't go, no?
probably not. chances are low. But these people very often wonder how they can stay connected. How can they continue to be a part of, or continue to gain something from you? And so, of course, they could read the book. But we thought we'll read the book and we'll talk about it a little bit more, so you all can tune in and hear more from Effendi's stories and experiences and life, and maybe just find a moment of calm, quiet, fun, laughter, and feeling connected.
Talk about the music. Maybe they hear it in the background.
Yes. The beautiful music that you hear in the background, well, at least we think it's beautiful because it's made by us. We record the music that we make out of the blue, just coming together with a couple of people. And it is called The Wisdom of the Idiots. And you can find the music, if you're interested, on bandcamp.com, looking for The Wisdom of the Idiots. And
so why The Wisdom of the Idiots?
because we are the big idiots.
Don't know. You remember the joke? No, you don't remember.
Well, in either case, it would be lovely if you would tell it.
So, a man is passing by a madhouse, and someone of the people inside the madhouse is looking out of a window. So the man asked that person, so how many insane people are living in there, in your house? And the person from the madhouse said, well, tell me how many sane people are living outside there.
That's right.
So,
Now we start?
of course.
Okay, we start. After readers' reaction to my first novel, I decided to start this book with these words. I may not be a writer, but I have something to say. So we didn't mention, but this is actually the second book that Effendi has written. Yes. The previous book, so the first book, was mainly about the events that I witnessed firsthand on my travels and during my stay in Spain with the healers living here. In this book, I describe the often inexplicable experiences in which I was directly involved and still am. So this is my attempt to write an autobiography. I wrote this book in 2017, and it took me another 7 years to publish it. During this time, a lot of other remarkable things happened, which might come to you in another book in the future.
Could happen.
Yes, so your first book. I wrote my novel, Andalusia, Land of Shamans, first in English, and then in Spanish, before finally translating it into German. After a life of almost 35 years in Spain, during which, except on rare occasions, I never spoke German, not even with my German colleague, that's Axel, it seemed appropriate to write in the language in which we communicate here, and in which I have all my conversations with the many visitors who come almost every day to rest or seek advice. However, when I later set about translating my story into German, I realized that German is the language that is my own, the mother tongue, as they say. Even today, when I have to count money, for example, I do it in German.
My favorite job.
Counting money.
No.
Yes. When I ask my guests to count in trance, they usually do so in their native language. So that's why this time I'm starting to write in my own language. So this book you originally wrote in German, then we translated it to English and Spanish, and now we are
Who is we?
Mrs. Google,
The Google family.
the Google family, and
Google
then we
family.
had some help to review
Yes.
and edit. That's right. But now we're reading the English version and we're talking about it in English so that more people can understand and listen. Yes. am not writing these lines with a desire to emphasize or even play up my own values or qualities. That's not necessary. I am old enough to know who or what I am. More than 65 years old and retired, I live a good life in beautiful Andalusia. Shall we tell them that it's your birthday tomorrow?
Yes, tell them.
Yes, and you're
And
not...
if they go on Amazon, they can even send me a present and it will be delivered tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, wow, that would be great.
Anyone who can do math can now figure out how old you are. But that's okay. When I was still a child, I dreamt of one day living in a place where other people go on vacation. Well, here I am, owner of a small guest house in a cozy village at the foot of the more than 3,000 meter high Sierra Nevada, with its ski paradise and natural park, only about 70 kilometers from the Mediterranean. In winter, when on some days snow falls in our village, like day before yesterday.
So, look, what I dreamt about that. So what now? It's that you are dreaming about it and it might become true because you put all your illusion in that thing, or you knew before what will happen in your life. That's not clear.
We won't know.
No, that's not clear.
But you enjoy living here.
I try my best.
Yeah. So in winter, when on some days snow falls in our village, it is possible to reach the coast in less than an hour and go for a swim on one of the countless beaches the same day. It is also not my intention to attract more visitors with this book. Because
this is another word, countless. That's stupid. Of course you can count the beaches. Go with Google family and you count them all. And so why we say countless?
Many beaches. So it's also not my intention to attract more visitors with this book, because there's hardly any time to serve more people who ask for help. My family, the guest house, our property, the pets, our volunteers and the guests. Everyone and everything demands attention. The reason for writing all of this down here is the desire not to let these experiences get lost. For years, I tried to find someone amongst my students willing to write all of this down, but no one agreed to do so. No, on the contrary, although they themselves witnessed many of these events, they are often unable to fully remember them today. Unable or unwilling. Because as soon as we experience something inexplicable, our logical thinking quickly tries to describe this event as a coincidence, as strange, or even untrue. And so it is easy for us to quickly erase this experience from our memory.
To erase it or not even let it come through? Do I have to tell again the story?
Yes.
So that you know it's the fourth time that we are recording that because it's not working, so we try.
We try.
So the story was that I was walking with a woman through Granada and I told her that I met a holy person some days ago. And her only comment was, what was the name of the street where you met that person? So that is how our conscious mind is working. Immediately it's a defense mechanism for not to let something unknown or strange to come to us and to feel it or to get it. No, we don't want that. Your conscious mind does not want it. And you can disguise that any way you want. You can say, I'm on a spiritual journey, I'm on a religious journey or whatever. If that is a mind-made process, then it will not help you. You have to be open to life. You have to allow that life can touch you.
How can we do that?
You.
How can we improve that situation?
Being in the moment. Being in the moment, not thinking I have to be in the moment. You can read all these wonderful books where they tell you you have to be in the present moment, and then now you're sitting here with me and you remember that you read the book, and you say, oh wow, yeah, I should be in the present moment, and you will spoil the present moment because you are simply not here.
It's like when we go on a drive with some visitors or volunteers and we pass by the lake, the reservoir, and they say, oh, I have seen a lake like this also in Timbuktu, in Chile, and somewhere or the other. And immediately in that moment, they are not looking anymore at the beauty of the lake, but they are somewhere else.
Going to their memories, or that's what we always do. Or we go back or we go forward, but we are not here. And that's a simple thing. It's if you try to do it intellectually, then you will not go nowhere. But just doing by something you like to do, you really enjoy. If you would enjoy that drive along the lake, you only would say, oh wow, look at that color, look, wow, how beautiful. It would not bring any memory to you. You would enjoy that view in that moment, or the smell, or whatever comes up.
But it gets destroyed so easily.
You get distracted by your program. Okay.
Our Western way of thinking simply finds it uncomfortable not being able to explain the things that happen around us.
Wait a moment. If you can hear that, there's a voice in the music, and that's a girl who came here as a visitor. And we call her La Shamanilla, the small shaman, because she is walking one of these new age directions or paths. And when we finished our music, she asked me, can I give you a hug? And I said, yes, of course you can. And when I came close to her, she moved me, or tried to move me, and said, no, it has to be heart to heart. So yeah, you spoiled the hug. Absolutely. Because the hug in that moment, in the first moment, was just, okay, I give you a hug. It's nice that you are here. Thank you, welcome. You were singing everything. Now you give a certain shape to it. It has to be heart to heart. You do not even know what a heart is, what it stands for. You don't know. So don't fall into these traps to give a shape to everything. Take it as it comes. Good, go on.
Our Western way of thinking simply finds it uncomfortable not being able to explain the things that happen around us.
By the way, just right now we are recording that, the music is there with her voice, and just right now a message came from her after more than 1 month without any message. So there's some kind of connection. We should enjoy that. Just enjoy it. Don't explain it. We cannot explain this world. There's nothing to understand. Observe life. Okay, now I shut up.
Let's start the sentence once more. Our Western way of thinking simply finds it uncomfortable not being able to explain the things that happen around us, or not being able to assign a name to them. Once we have no explanations or names available, we enter unknown territory and begin to feel unsafe. To avoid this uncertainty, we prefer to erase such experiences. A further difficulty arises as soon as we seem to have to admit that a higher power is at work here. Most Westerners, especially younger ones, are afraid to admit that they believe in or depend on an unknown force in one way or another. As long as we can pretend that, for example, when healing, this power is flowing through our hands to the other person, everything seems to be fine. Because then the process would be explainable, and we ourselves have a part in the healing. But many people find it difficult to assume that there is a source that does not need our help. This book is a kind of diary. I have neither the ability nor interest in embellishing the stories with beautiful details. It is not my desire to convince anyone of anything. I only want to bear witness to the events that I have experienced in my life and how I experienced them. Some of my visitors say that they would like to be free. My answer to that is very simple. Stop breathing if you want to be free, because who or what makes you take a breath? Who cares about your blood pressure, even when you are sleeping? Where do your fingerprints or DNA come from? Neither you nor your parents created these. Why don't you go to the moon to live there in all of your freedom? We don't need to know who or what this force is. Neither is it necessary to know a name. But being a little humble can help. When you drive your car, you have no doubt that someone made this vehicle. Even if you don't know the name or where they live, you know that this car was not created by you or by itself.
Very good.
Yeah?
Who wrote that?
I
That's a
wonder.
nice book. I should read that one day.
This autobiography is based entirely on true events as I experienced them. Just as in my first novel, to protect the privacy of the people mentioned here, I prefer not to mention their real names. I also often change the names of the places. Some of the people who appeared in my novel appear here again under the same names. I will only provide a few details about my inner and private life because it does not correspond to the purpose of my book, and I do not want to reveal the private lives of the people I have met in my life. I will also neither explain nor mention the religious background of the various spiritual directions, if there was one. Everything has its value in life, but it's less about what you do and more about how you do it. There may be many rules and codes of conduct that can be helpful to everyone under certain circumstances. But there is something that stands above all these rules: the heart, the feeling. Try never to hurt another person's feelings.
That's from my master. Never do harm to a human heart.
And who is your master? Or was? Or is? Or was?
Yes,
Is.
a Turkish man, Sefer Dal Efendi from Istanbul. The most loving man.
Yes. I'm sure he will come up in the book.
Maybe.
So
I
we'll hear
think
more
so.
about him.
I think so.
A story I once heard goes like this. After Mahatma Gandhi left his earthly body behind and his soul began the journey home, he met his creator. Excited and happy, Gandhi asked the question, in all the years down there on earth, all the disputes and fights between different religions, I have always wondered which of the religions was the right one, the true one. Please answer this question. The immediate answer that came was, I have no idea. I'm not religious.
Now there's something very curious. When we studied hypnosis, they were making analysis of handwritings. So they had big handwriting there, and people had to say something about the character of that person. And you can see that in handwriting. So the students that were that person had a very big ego. And then the teacher said, you know whose handwriting that is? And they said, no, we don't know. And she said, Mahatma Gandhi. So if you don't have that big ego, you will not, how they say, put both feet into it. You will not step really into life. That's the driving force we have. That drives you forward, that gives you the courage to do things that maybe another person would not do. But then later maybe it can change to something more being of service, which would mean to be spiritual. Service in the Creator's name, that is to be spiritual. But you need that driving force if you are always this trying to avoid problems, kind and loving and playing a game that this world, everything is fine and it's okay. No, you do not get the point about that. This world is not all loving and it's not okay at all. And it's difficult for everyone. And so you have to stand up. As one of my teachers said when we came back from escaping from home, and they were looking for us with the police, and when we came back, and he said, well, I'm happy that you are back, and I will give you one advice. You always have to stand out in life. It's not, it doesn't matter if for good or bad. People have to recognize and become aware of you, that you are there. Never get lost in the mass of sheep. No. Just stand out. And we did by running away. And it was the director of the school, and he was a very charismatic man. That's it. And only if you have that kind of ego, no, maybe we go all through this, how you call that, the puberty in English.
Puberty,
we go,
yes.
no, we go all through this time when we are against everything. Everyone is an idiot. We know better. We deny everything. Yeah, maybe that is necessary. But then most of the people, they lose it. They got lost then later in what society orders them to do. They take a normal job or whatever, and they got lost. But some people no. Some people become black sheep, as I call them, and they will never be. They will never agree to what is happening here. No. But not trying to change the things. You try to change when you really see it. It's not worth it to worry about the Ukraine war if you are not living in Ukraine.
Or if you don't go and do something about it.
Or it really touches you, then go to your bank, take your money, take a flight there and help in any way you feel that you should help. If that's not the case, don't come out of the house and you are so much worried about the war that you do not say hello to your neighbor. No, what you have to do is say hello or lend a hand to your neighbor. And if something else is calling you, then do it. No, but if not, I once saw on the news, it was a German doctor and there was an earthquake in Turkey and he was going to fly to Turkey and they asked him, so why you are doing that? And he said, yeah, I went to the bank, I took my money, I heard about that and I'm right now without a job. And so I could go to help them. Yeah, well, that's it. Be consequent. Don't think about it. Do it. This life is to do the things, not to think about it. Okay, go on.
So to do and to observe.
To do what you have to do when you have to do it.
That's abundance.
That's abundance. The ability to do what you have to do when you have to do it. That is abundance. That's a quality given to people. Or you can maybe try to learn it or bring it up. You have to hear it and then you say, oh, wait, yeah, well, I could try to do that. No, but it's by doing it, not by thinking about it.
Yes. We finished the first chapter.
We finished it. Oh,
we
no.
did.
What can we do now?
Maybe we take a break.
Let's see if that was recorded. Because if not, I will freak out. If we now have to start again after that, then maybe I'll go to sleep.
We will come back another day.
I will say hello in the proper way. Even. I hope everyone has seen that. Where is it? I cannot see it. The feather. Oh, it's it.
The feather has fallen.
Oh,
the feather has fallen.
The feather had fallen. Well, no. Look, that is the feather. And that has to be on the shaman's head, but it's very difficult to put it because I found this head in the countryside somewhere. Yes. Look, it's not. You hold it, okay? I put this on and you hold the feather. That everyone can see it was true.
It was
true.
Okay? Yes, it was all true.
That's it.
That doesn't work, okay.
No, it doesn't work. Because I found it and it was light brown, beautiful head, a little bit small for me. Oh, well, you did it. And then I painted it with some strange color and now it's very rigid. It makes crack, crack, crack. Not everything goes smoothly in the shaman's life.
No.
No, don't think that if you once, for any reason, would go on a journey like that, your life will not become easier. Not at all. but it will become very meaningful for you and for other people.
And
But
useful.
not useful. We
Yes.
have a healer here living next to our village where we go to visit. Tomorrow we will go because it's my birthday and I'll share that with that man. And I recently said to him, look, when the day comes that we both have to go, and the day will
It's
come.
coming closer?
No, it's still far away. Then we will both look back and we both will say, well, that was not easy, but it was useful.
Yes.
So try to live a useful life. And useful, the first thing that is important, I shouldn't touch the table. The first thing that is important to be useful is to be grateful.
Yes.
To appreciate, to be grateful that you received the gift of being alive. Sometimes when in our hypnosis sessions it comes out that a person maybe has the gift to help other people in some way, in a healing way, and then later they say to me, oh, I think I don't deserve that. And I say, of course you do not. You do not even deserve breathing. You do not deserve nothing. It's a gift that you received. You did not do anything to come down here or to be able to do this or not that. Or it's all given to you. So appreciate that. Thank you. To the thing or any name you want to give to that. Don't deny that. Don't deny that something makes you breathing. Don't deny that. It's not you. It is not you. So don't deny it. Okay? Now finished? We have finished?
For today.
For today.
First chapter out of many. Let's see how far we get. For now, hasta
Goodbye.
luego.